Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside Kevin Robinson, track and field coach at the University of Memphis. Fresh off another meet at Eastern Illinois University where they had their meet. We're going to talk specifically in just a moment about the women, then the men. Overall, had a pretty nice meet though. Overall, I know the field events played out pretty well for you.
Yeah, I think we went into this with the plan of giving our field eventers a chance to compete a little different venue. It's a short track, tight turns, so on the track we weren't quite as strong. I think we definitely need to kind of push the envelope a little bit on the track. But I think the field event group, by and large, we did a very good job. We competed well, showed a lot of improvement. So I feel like that group is moving in the right direction. But again, on the track, we still have some work to do, and we got to get sharp, we got to get crisp, and we just need more meets under our belt to do that.
Let's talk about the women's division now. Clara Amat Fernandez got a school record in the pole vault, and the women had another nice event overall. Talk about her and the rest of them.
Well, Clara's just a freshman for us. Broke the school record. It's the same school record that Sabrina tied 2 weeks ago. So we have a couple of young, very talented girls vaulting for us this year. And right behind those two is another freshman, Carolina Carmichael, who also did very well. Jumped over 12 feet. So, a great job by those three. Clara's, she competed at the World Junior Championships last year. She's one that we knew coming in was going to be a force. And she's starting to get her feet under her a little bit. She's starting to get her confidence up. And I would expect that she'll continue to improve throughout the season. And hopefully we'll get over that 13-foot mark soon.
You move over to the men's division, had a very good outing there, and your freshmen showed up again.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you've got a lot of good youth. You've got two good programs. Your men have some experience, but the freshmen are kind of pushing those upperclassmen.
Yeah, it's a good mix. We just don't have on the guys' side. We've got two seniors. That's Andrew Miller and Nate Arnold, and Nate unfortunately isn't able to compete now with a back injury. So in terms of senior leadership, right now we're traveling one senior guy, and the rest are young guys that are fighting and clawing and trying to prove themselves and kind of earn a spot on the bus. And it's a very competitive field right now on that men's team, and I think we're making some positive strides with it.
And in the field, you went 1 and 2 in the shot, so that's where some of your freshmen stood out.
Yeah, Yannick Shaley, he's a freshman. He threw just over 57 feet. It's a tremendous performance for a freshman. It's a tremendous performance for anybody, really. But he really dominated that field this weekend, and he's a guy that I know coming in was going to be a force. But to have a lifetime PR in the third meet of the year, that's a little faster than I expected. And what's great about Yannick is right now he's battling a sprained ankle that he turned about 2.5 weeks ago, and it's black and blue, and the kid's hobbling around and barely able to make it through a practice session, and he's still hitting the farthest throw of his life. So when he's completely healthy and everything's moving at full throttle, that kid's going to be he's going to be real good.
Well, Coach, you put EIU behind you, and you're going right back to a familiar place. Your next meet, you're going back to Kentucky. I know you were real happy with what you guys did a couple of weeks ago. Into the chance for, as you were talking about, for your runners maybe to get out a little bit more. Your field eventers have done very well, but your runners up at Lexington, we know you've talked about that track, very big. Even though it's an indoor track, a chance to really stretch things out. Turns aren't as tight, straightaways a little bit longer.
Well, it's nearly 300 meters indoor, so it's basically running outdoor track with a roof on it. So this is a meet where we'll get our distance crew back on the track. We'll be able to get our 400, 800 group back up and running. We didn't run a lot of those events last weekend because we knew on the short track it wouldn't be as effective. So yeah, we love going to this meet. It's very, very competitive. And the great thing about this meet, the thing I'm probably the most excited about going into, is this is the first chance that our multi-event athletes get a chance to compete in their actual heptathlon and pentathlon events. So we have seven athletes entered in that. I've got a couple of kids who I feel like can not only have a huge impact on that event in the conference level, but hopefully go ahead and qualify for nationals and move forward there. One of those is Mark Klaschka, who broke the indoor school record last year as a freshman. He then had a stress fracture in his back and was knocked out most of the year after that. He's back now, he's healthy. Feel like he's ready to put up some big numbers. He had a great event this past weekend. We've got a freshman by the name of Lewis Hansler, who we talked a little bit about in the long jump and the hurdles. He's doing a really good job. He's also a heptathlete, so he'll get to compete there. And on the women's side, Xenia is the reigning conference champion in the heptathlon, and she didn't get a chance to compete in this event last year due to injury. So we're looking for some big numbers out of her, and just a chance for us to see where they're at, preparing for the conference meet. It'll give us a chance to identify any weaknesses they may have in their multi-event competition, and then kind of identify those and be able to strengthen those moving forward for the next 4 weeks.
And of course, those multi-event athletes, the heptathletes, a very special group because it's a wide variety of disciplines they have to go through, work on your strengths, your weaknesses, and try to balance it out through the entire meet.
Yeah, I think the key there is consistency. Each and every one of them have their own strong events. And typically, when you have that situation, most of the kids want to continue to strengthen that strength. So what we're trying to do is keep those strong events where they're at, but try to get those weaker events up to a level that makes it a little bit more consistent across the board. So that's kind of the key with the multi-event group is consistency, and also the durability to be able to handle the stress of training for so many different kinds of events, whether it's ballistic, anaerobic, or more aerobic-based, strength training, plyometric training. I mean, they do more inclusive training program than anybody else, any other event group. So it's a lot harder on their body. They break down quicker. So management of their health is extremely important. And so far, we've been pretty lucky. They've held together. They're a tough group. They love to train. They love to compete. And it's just kind of my job to make sure that we don't overtrain and make sure we keep them confident and injury-free so they can move forward.
All right, well, Coach, congratulations on the results up at EIU. Best of luck up in Lexington.
Thank you.
That is Kevin Robinson. I'm Jeff Brightwell. This is the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.